The Finnish government has added 5 new charges against Seaman Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, who is currently detained at Kylmäkoski Correctional Center, with trial set for May 10, 2025. Seaman Ekpa's company, Seaman Ekpa & Co., failed to meet tax obligations and was removed from the withholding register due to unpaid debts. Finland authorities discovered Seaman Ekpa falsely claimed to be a legal advisor and Finnish politician possessing no legitimate law degree or certificate. Seaman Ekpa's wife, Marian Sakjärvi, filed for divorce after his arrest and is seeking full custody of their children and equal division of his assets. Seaman Ekpa is accused of potentially misusing funds from his political party, the National Coalition Party, to support the Biafran movement. A previously dismissed 2023 case has resurfaced involving Seaman Ekpa's arrest for threatening to disrupt Nigeria's general elections. Finnish authorities and Nigerian authorities are now jointly scrutinizing Seaman Ekpa's attempt to destabilize Nigeria's elections through illegal funding. Tied to the 2023 case, Seaman Ekpa is also suspected of collecting money illegally from unnamed sources. These 5 charges are in addition to previous allegations, including terrorism charges, making his legal position increasingly precarious. Meanwhile, Seaman Ekpa, knowing what is ahead of him, is preparing a surprising legal defense. I want to take you through the unfolding story of how the Finland government has escalated its legal case against Seaman Ekpa, the self-styled Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, who is currently detained at Kylmäkoski Correctional Center. On April 15, 2025, Finnish authorities announced that 5 additional charges will be added to the charges already facing Seaman Ekpa. His trial, now set for May 10, 2025, will see a complex tapestry of allegations laid out before the Piami District Court. As someone who follows international legal dramas closely, I find the way this case has grown in scope both fascinating and concerning. The first of the 5 new charges accuses Seaman Ekpa of tax evasion in connection with his company, Seaman Ekpa & Co. According to Finland government records, Seaman Ekpa & Co. failed to pay the required withholding taxes during the previous fiscal year. The Finnish tax administration removed Seaman Ekpa & Co. from the withholding register after it accumulated substantial unpaid tax debts. Enforcement actions had been suspended in May 2024 because Seaman Ekpa & Co. claimed they lacked sufficient funds to settle the debt. Now, with the charge of tax evasion formally filed, Seaman Ekpa faces serious penalties if the court finds that he deliberately avoided his tax obligations. A second charge centers on allegations that Seaman Ekpa misrepresented his professional qualifications. Finnish authorities discovered that Seaman Ekpa claimed to be a senior legal advisor at Seaman Ekpa & Co., as well as a Finnish politician, yet he holds no recognized law degree or certification from any accredited institution. During their investigation, Finnish authorities obtained internal documents and correspondence indicating that Seaman Ekpa had portrayed himself as a qualified legal professional to clients and to supporters of the Biafran cause. Finnish authorities discovered that Seaman Ekpa claimed to be a senior legal advisor at Seaman Ekpa & Co., as well as a Finnish politician, yet he holds no recognized law degree or certification from any accredited institution. During their investigation, Finnish authorities obtained internal documents and correspondence indicating that Seaman Ekpa had portrayed himself as a qualified legal professional to clients and to supporters of the Biafran cause. Under Finnish law, falsely claiming legal credentials constitutes a criminal offense. When Seaman Ekpa appears before the Piami District Court on May 10, 2025, prosecutors are expected to present the evidence showing that Simon Ekpa knowingly misled both the public and official bodies about his legal expertise. The third new charge emerges from the personal fallout of Simon Ekpa's arrest in November 2024. His wife, Marian Sakyavi, filed for divorce shortly after Finnish police took Simon Ekpa into custody. As part of the divorce proceedings, Marian Sakyavi is seeking full custody of their children and an equal division of marital assets. Finnish family law generally aims to distribute assets fairly and to protect the welfare of children, but Marian Sakyavi's request for 100% custody rights marks a particularly aggressive stance. The divorce petition and the associated custody battle have now been formally added to the criminal case file against Simon Ekpa, meaning that the Piami District Court will address the divorce, the custody dispute, and the criminal charges in parallel. A fourth charge alleges that Simon Ekpa may have misused funds belonging to his political party, the National Coalition Party, to finance activities related to the Biafran independence movement. Intelligence reports from the Finnish Security Intelligence Service suggest that Simon Ekpa had access to National Coalition Party resources, and that some of those resources could have been redirected towards supporting separatist campaigns in southeastern Nigeria. While it remains unclear whether the funds were drawn directly from party coffers or funneled through intermediary organizations, Finnish authorities have opened a financial misconduct investigation. If Simon Ekpa is found to have diverted party money to non-party causes, he could face additional financial penalties and possibly lose any remaining political standing within the National Coalition Party. The fifth charge resurrects a case from February 24, 2023, when Simon Ekpa was briefly arrested by Finnish police for allegedly threatening to disrupt Nigeria's general elections. At that time, Finnish prosecutors dropped the case and released Simon Ekpa the same day, but they kept the investigative files open. Now, Finnish and Nigerian authorities have agreed to share evidence related to the 2023 incident. According to records from the National Bureau of Investigation, Simon Ekpa was suspected of collecting funds from unnamed sources with the intent to interfere in Nigeria's democratic process. Prosecutors allege that Simon Ekpa solicited money illegally to mount a campaign aimed at undermining the presidential election. By reviving this charge, Finnish authorities signal that they view attempts to destabilize foreign elections as a serious crime under their jurisdiction. Taken together, these 5 new charges significantly deepen the legal quagmire facing Simon Ekpa. Beyond the tax evasion and false credentials, he now confronts allegations that strike at the heart of his personal life, his political affiliations, and his transnational activities. The Finland government has already charged Simon Ekpa with terrorism-related offences, accusing him of plotting violence in southeastern Nigeria. With the addition of these new counts, Simon Ekpa's defense team must prepare to address a broad array of accusations, each supported by documentary evidence, financial records, and witness statements. From a procedural standpoint, the convergence of criminal and family law matters in the Piami District Court presents a logistical challenge. Courts in Finland generally strive to keep family law and criminal law proceedings separate, but in high-profile cases, they can be scheduled in tandem. Simon Ekpa and his lawyers will need to navigate Finnish rules on evidence, disclosure, and witness testimony across multiple domains. For example, custody hearings may touch on Simon Ekpa's character and personal conduct, which could overlap with the criminal allegations. Likewise, financial audits for the tax evasion and political funding charges will require expert analysis that could inform both the criminal case and the divorce settlement. On a human level, the impact on Simon Ekpa's family cannot be overstated. Marian Sakyavi's decision to seek sole custody and equal asset division highlights the personal cost of public controversies. In Finland, as in many countries, courts consider the best interests of the child above all else. Marian Sakyavi will need to demonstrate that she can provide a stable environment for their children and that Simon Ekpa's ongoing legal battles pose a risk to their welfare. Meanwhile, Simon Ekpa faces the emotional strain of fighting criminal charges while also contesting a divorce and a custody claim. International observers will be watching how the Finland government handles allegations of election interference. Finland is known for its robust legal system and for respecting human rights. By cooperating with Nigerian authorities, the Finland government underscores its commitment to preventing the export of political violence. At the same time, Simon Ekpa's supporters in the Biafran diaspora are likely to view these developments as politically motivated. The narrative of an exiled leader facing legal persecution abroad could resonate with sympathizers who believe that the struggle for Biafran independence justifies extraordinary measures. As the May 10, 2025 trial date approaches, Simon Ekpa's legal team has reportedly been working on a surprise defense strategy. Details of this strategy remain under wraps, but some insiders suggest that Simon Ekpa may challenge the jurisdiction of Finnish courts over his actions related to Nigeria. Others speculate that his defense might focus on procedural irregularities in the way Finnish authorities collected evidence. Whatever the approach, the defense must address 5 new charges in addition to the existing terrorism allegations. Crafting a coherent narrative that can sway judges and possibly appeal to public opinion will be a formidable task. In the weeks ahead, we will learn how the PME District Court schedules the hearings, whether it will consolidate all charges into a single trial, and how long the proceedings might last. Simon Ekpa's case is a rare intersection of international politics, criminal law, and family law. It will test the capacity of the Finland government to administer justice fairly while balancing diplomatic sensitivities with Nigeria. For Simon Ekpa, the outcome will determine not only his personal freedom, but also his ability to continue leading the United States of Biafra movement from abroad. I will be following this story closely, and I invite you to stay tuned as new developments emerge. The trial of Simon Ekpa at Kilomakoski Correctional Center will be a landmark case in Finland's recent history, with implications that reach far beyond its borders. This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.